old blast from the past. This is a 13 Focus. We've got a sunroof leak. Let me show you what it is. All right, this one actually had two problems. The driver's side had come loose up at the sunroof and was leaking into the headliner, and the drain was also, the tube was stopped up. Now, I don't know if somebody put compressed air on that and blew it off of there. That's what probably happened. But the right side is also stopped up, but I can't blow it out. And the reason I can't blow it out is because it's kinked down here behind the dash. So now, for those who don't know, got your sunroof right here. Your drain comes right on down here, down inside this A-pillar, down behind the dash. It makes a turn back this way and then does another complete U-turn that way and turns and goes out into that exit spout that you can see right there. So it's just a ridiculous setup. And what happens is in the process of making one of those turns, there's a piece of metal there that it goes around. Like say if my hand's the metal, it would come from this side and going to that side, and it completely does a U-turn right there, and that piece of metal is fairly sharp and it just folds it over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put a 90-degree elbow right in that spot, and then it won't ever fold over. All right, so I've been doing these for years and I've never made a video on one of them. I tried one time and was unsuccessful. So I'm gonna do this kind of more of like a Cliff's Notes, because I can't actually film when I'm doing all this. So I'll update this video as I progress. So right now I'm taking the glove box out. You've got a Torx 25 right here, Torx 25 right here, and you've got one there and one back up under here. They're way up under there. I would suggest Google removing the glove box to find them, because that's the way I did it years ago. You're also going to pull this off, and you're going to have another Torx 25. Actually, you're not going to have a Torx 25. You're just going to it's sort of clipped right here. Yeah, it does. It has a Torx 25 right here. So you're going to pull this off. You got a Torx 25 there, and this kind of unclips, and the whole glove box comes out, and then we can access in there just barely. So let me get this to this point, and we'll see. Unplug your glove box opening wire as you take this glove box out, or you'll yank it out by the roots. So there it is. You can see how it's folded over on that metal. I'm going to pull those big foam blocks right there out of the way, and that way I can reach my hand up in there. All right, there it is. I've pulled it out. There's the exit spout. Yeah, there's the exit spout. Now I've pulled it out. You can see where it's kinked. This is pretty hard vinyl tube also, so you're not going to just pull that kink out of it. This is really hard tube. To get this out, I'm going to have to pull the A-pillar off and pull that tube backwards up out of here. It is awful. There's no easy way to do it. Getting it out's not too bad. Getting it back in there is sometimes quite an adventure. So let me do that. Here it is with the A-pillar off. As you can see, it transitions from this kind of hose to this kind of hose. So what I generally do is pull this loose and undo this. Pull this off of here. It's probably going to come out of this hose. I pull this loose and just bring this gray hose down out of here, and then operate on it out of there, and then try to get it back up through there, which is the fun part. So let's see. Okay, the plastic came out of the gray hose instead, so I'm going to yank the gray hose down from inside there. See if I can do it on camera. All right, here it is. All right, there's the kink part. That flows just a little bit, but it's really prone to clogging up, because obviously it doesn't flow very fast. And then as you can see, it comes down like this, folds over here, and then turns and goes back that way. And then the exit spout actually flows the total opposite way. So it changes directions multiple times. It changes it right there, goes down right there, and tries to curl over, and then it curls back that way, and then it does 90 degrees and exit out of the vehicle. Not the smartest, most well thought out design, but so I'm going to put a 90-degree elbow in that. In order to do that, you're not just going to take this and jam it up in that hose. I can go ahead and tell you that, and especially not, it's December right now, it's a little cool. You're not just going to jam this up in this hose by pressure. This hose is really strong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right there, and maybe space it out a little bit past the kink, and I'm going to get a little mini torch and heat it up and put this in there, because when it cools off, it just shrinks and you can actually see these ribs. And I'll show you that when I'm done. All right, there it is. You can see you can see how it got a little toasty while I was putting it on there because I'm using a mini torch, but you can see the ribs from that fitting, but that will never ever kink over. And that's pretty much right there how it sits. So yeah, maybe like that. That's pretty much how it sits. So turn down here, turns there, and then goes down here and does a 90. So plenty of places where it can catch dirt, but right there when it folds over, it doesn't matter if it catches dirt or not. It's just not going to go through that. So now comes the fun of trying to install it. To do that, I'm going to have to take this in, go back under the dash, and try to fish it out of there so it'll connect to right there. So you just essentially, like they say, have to hold your mouth right and work it up through there. So I don't have any tips for that. You just got to keep poking it up in there and it'll eventually go. Let me get it there. Okay, got it back up there. It's plugged back in, and look down here. There it is. Just like it, perfect. All right, that won't be kinking over ever again. So there you go. That's 2012, 13-ish, 14 Focuses. Usually only on the passenger side. I have seen a couple on the driver's side, and I have not made a video on that. The process is different because it is just horrifically bad to get to on the driver's side. So anyway, I guess let's test it out. All right, gonna apply some water up in the sunroof. There you go. I didn't put very much in there. There you go, look at that, fire hose. That thing flows better than it ever did from the factory. So there you go. Any questions, comments, let me know. Probably not a super common fix anymore because these cars are getting old, but I got another one today. Haven't had one in a while. Thought I'd video it, put it out there in case it helps anybody. Thanks for watching. Questions, comments, put them below.